Yo, we here. We're RKT Real Estate and Finance in the building. And so today we're talking about reparations, man. So what's that about? Go ahead, go in.
First off, we know it's the month, it's Black History Month. We all know that, right?
Right.
It's the shortest month of the year. You know what I'm saying? But that's a whole other conversation, right? But
Right.
what it is that for so many years, the reason why we actually brought this topic, one, it's important because time continues passing on, and reparations are not handed out to anyone. Now, for those who don't know what reparations are, in the lamest terms, it's basically compensation for the labor that this for the descendants of the slaves.
Right.
So it's basically paying for the work that slaves did back in the day. That's reparations, right? Do I feel that it's owed to us? 100%. And they're saying that some people actually got it, right? Some people actually got like $233,000, almost $250,000 for reparations. I don't know how true it is, but that's what they say, right? But in my opinion, one, that's not enough because most people don't understand the value of a dollar. So even if I gave you a certain amount of money, if it doesn't change what happens to us on a day-to-day basis, it doesn't matter how much money you give me.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? So then if we want to think about it on a deeper level, like when it comes to reparations, it's not just about like the dollar. It's about like ownership and control in this country.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? And
Right.
what do I mean by that? Like, if you think about it, like, I'm as far as percentage wise, I'm not sure how much, as far as how much Black people are in America, but we're still considered minority, even though we are the majority in the world. However, as far as the things that what do we really own? We don't really own anything. So, but think about all the different inventions that came from a Black person. If we want to talk about history, right? Most of the things that we use today was invented by a Black person. But how much are we really benefiting from that as Black people?
Right.
We're not getting any money off of that. Like we're not. There's like literally anything. Like the same microphones that you're talking on right now was designed by a Black person.
Right.
Certain foods that we eat was created by Black people.
Right.
Like there's so many inventions that the light that Miles is flickering off and on is done is invented by a Black person.
Right.
But how are we really benefiting from the inventions from our ancestors? Why are we not getting a piece of the pie of their inventions? Why are we not getting the credit from that? That's real reparations to me, because we can give anybody any amount of money, but then that doesn't really help. It may put a Band-Aid on the wound, but it doesn't really, help the process. You know what I'm saying?
Right. No, that's real shit. And so what do you think about like the people who say, fuck reparations, and you know what I'm saying? Like, or we like Black people shouldn't get it, and it was a long time ago, and who cares, and you know what I'm saying? Like, or what's your thoughts on that though? Because I know I hear a lot of people talk about that type of shit.
Well, we got to look at it like this: do white people still benefit from white privilege up till today, whether they're poor or rich?
That's a fact. That's true.
They still do, right? And so it's like, it's almost like because people talk about they want change. There will never be a change unless we like put this on the forefront, because there's no inequality. There's no equality. It's constant inequality, no matter how you want to look at it. So people could say fuck reparations every day, but the reality is, if we don't attack that, there is no moving forward in a positive light.
Right.
For anyone at this point, especially Black people. It's easy for a white person to say, you know what? Yeah, fuck reparations. If that was a long time ago, let's turn the other cheek. Let's turn our back on that. But nothing truly really changes because of what happened back in the day. There's nothing that really changed. It just evolved into what it is today.
Right.
Literally. You get what I'm saying? So then there's always going to be like think about it like a race, like a 40-yard dash, right? You have about 4 to 6 people lining up at the start line. Black people are like 20 yards back.
Right.
And until we fix reparations, no matter what race we race in, it's always going to be that obstacle. We're always going to be 20 yards back.
Right.
We'll not be starting at the starting line with everyone else. It doesn't happen. Right. So then, like I said, the only way that we can come close to resolving that is through different things. Like, so for example, because we don't own anything, why don't we own supermarkets? Why don't we have our own supermarkets? Why don't we have our own banks? Why don't we have our own hospitals? Why don't we have our own schools? Right. We don't have these things. So until these things are in place, you know, there is no equality. I don't care how much money you give me, because I don't know what to do with that money. Right. It's gonna go right back. I give it maybe give it a couple of days. You give me a certain amount of money, it's going to circle in our community for a few days, and it's gonna go right back into the corporations. Right.
Exactly. That's true.
You get what I'm saying? So we can't. They could say fuck reparations all they want, but until those things change, it's gonna be the same. We have to change that.
Right.
But here's why I say fuck reparations.
So stupid.
Now, because I'm not saying that slavery is a choice. However, the same reason slavery happened so easily is the same reason why the money is going to circulate in their community more than it's going to circulate in ours.
Right.
See, look, on a surface level, black people are losers.
What? What? You gotta elaborate on that.
No, I'm elaborate. Understand what I'm saying. And that's why I said it the way I said it. On the surface level, black people are losers.
Right.
Now, what are they losers in, though? They're losers in the grand scheme of the competition. However, the reason why black people are losers in the grand scheme of the competition is because black people are so fucking cool, innovative, creative, and prominent that a lot of times we don't feel we need to compete.
Right.
And I'm gonna give you scientific reasoning. So a long time ago, and I didn't get this I didn't make this up, but I one time, Lakara, you remember, a long time ago, we watched this play called Post-Traumatic Slave Syndrome.
Right. Yeah, I remember that shit.
And there was a big part of the play where they talked about the fact that people of color come from tropical climates. So it is ingrained in us to be in tune with Mother Nature and be taken care of by Mother Nature.
Right.
You understand? And what does that mean? That means that, like, for example, if you live in Jamaica, you'll never starve. You probably won't get what you want to eat, but you'll never starve because there's always a fucking mango falling off the tree. If you're homeless, you can literally trip over mangoes in Jamaica. And I'm not even joking or kidding. Like last time I visited Jamaica, my uncle was bringing baskets upon baskets over to his neighbor. Like, yo, take some of these fucking mangoes because they're a nuisance in my yard. Like, that's how crazy it is when you live in a tropical climate. You don't need to take survival seriously because, again, you may not get exactly what you want to eat, but you'll never starve to death.
Right.
Okay. Now, what's the flip side of that? The flip side of that is these people growing up in mountainous and harsh weather conditions. The Caucasian people.
Right.
You only can harvest food 3 months out the year. So once you harvest food for 3 months out the year when the weather's good, for the other 9 months, what are you doing? You are protecting your harvest.
Right.
And what happens is you have to grow to be a cold and calculated, strategic motherfucker.
Right.
So you learn all of those traits. You know, why you think they built castles and kingdoms and put walls and moats around the shit? Because all they was really doing was protecting the food that they harvested for those 3 months where there was good weather out the year.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? So in all of that time, centuries upon centuries, they grew to be cold, calculated motherfuckers who know how to win at the grand competition of race. Okay? So reason why I say fuck reparations is that the same thing that got you into slavery is the same thing that's going to make you fuck up the money even if you get it. Mm-hmm. It's the same thing that's going to make, even if they give you ownerships and stock. Let's just say they don't give us cash, but they give us ownership and stock. We're still going to be flossing harder than them. We're still going to be styling harder than them. We're still going to be partying harder than them. Mm-hmm. We're still going to be buying. We're still going to be buying more expensive Gucci shit than they buy. Mm. So at the end of the day, we're still going to fucking lose. Like, and when I say lose, I don't mean, I really don't mean it in an insulting way, but we're going to lose because as Black people, we want to live life. Like, we want to be lit. We want to have fun. We want to laugh and joke. Like, we have the luxury of being cooler than them, bro. That's why we walk the way we walk. That's why we talk the way we talk. Don't y'all notice every fucking thing we say, they follow it?
Right.
It was a Black person. It was a Black person that said woke first. Now these white people woke this, woke that. It was a Black person that said ghetto and ratchet. Now every other fucking TikTok you see a little white girl talking about, oh my God, this is so ghetto. This is so ratchet. Mm-hmm.
Like, you know that to counter that though, I think, because what you're saying, I think is true to an extent.
Okay.
But I think if they were to give reparations, there'll be enough business-minded people to where, because this is what I think. I think it's like anything else, right? Like when you talk about humans, period, most people are morons. You understand what I'm saying? Regardless of your race, whatever. Like, most people are not going to make it. Most people are going to fail. Most people are not going to try. Most people are lazy. It is what it is, right? But then you have a small percentage of people who's really about that life. So I feel like, let's say they used to give reparations to all of the descendants of slaves, right? So they give it to 100% of these motherfuckers. 85 to, let's say 85, even 90% might fuck it off on some dumb shit, right? Then you got the 10% that's going to really probably build something to where I feel like that's all you need to an extent for there to be some sort of, like base for Black people to have some shit popping. That's how I get it too. But I think it's like what you're saying too is correct. But also I think there's still going to be a small percentage of people that may know what to do with that shit. It's just the fucked up part is that it's the racism is so heavy that they go, that it's gonna be another Black Wall Street probably type shit that might happen. You feel what I'm saying?
And a burning of Tulsa. But the question I still have to ask though, we might have a base, we might have a certain percentage of our people that's smarten up.
Right.
But ultimately though, are we gonna win?
I don't know. I don't know. It might be too many niggas, but we'll see.
I mean, I think ultimately through a long period of time, yes, we will, because it's still more of us than they are them. Majority of those rules, it's a numbers game at the end of the day. And yes, it's about and it has to be a mindset too. Don't get me wrong, because it's a lot of our people who don't, who like you said, morons, they stupid. I get it, I understand, but think about it. If we were held in captivity for 400 plus years, right? Do you think that that's going to change in the next 20 to where we get everything? Absolutely not. Right. It'll probably take the same amount of time or even longer. So what I'm saying is, the reparations is a starting point. It's a starting point for what's to come in the future. The truth is, it's not for the benefit of us right now. It's for the benefit for generations to come. Because the reality is, it won't change right now.
Right.
It will change centuries down the line, right? But because of the technology and everything that we do today, like we're so advanced today, it may only take half the time. It may only take maybe 200 years, maybe 150. Who knows? But the point is that will we be better, or will we? And the thing is, it's not about us plugging into their system. It's about us getting enough resources to create our own system. That's what it's about. Because as long as we're still playing under someone else's rules, we can't truly ever win. We can't. We have to plug out of their system and create our own system based off of the knowledge and the resources that we will have. We can create our own system, because remember, we can't forget the messed up part about the month of February is we're only taught about slavery. We're not taught about we don't talk about things that were predated from slavery. We don't talk about those things.
Right.
We don't talk about how we were the ones that taught people from the Caucasus Mountains how to be human.
Right.
How to take a bath and how to clean themselves and how to hunt and do different things. We taught them.
Right.
So if we taught them, we're able to do it. We're the ones that are able to do it. So can we do it? 100% it can be done. But it'll just take some time. It's not the thing is we're looking for a benefit from we're looking for the benefit. How do we benefit from it? The truth is we don't. It's about the next generation benefiting from it.
What I like to hear from Rashidi.
Like, I mean, see real estate finance when they get that reparations.
Yeah, I mean, everybody on the panel made some real valid points. I think one thing, to go back with Miles, I believe at the end of the day, and to Katie's point, it would take hundreds of years. But the reality of the situation of why reparations not necessarily a real thing for us as Black people pertaining Native Americans, they got reparations because officially everybody knows Americans stole their land. They stole us as a people, but they stole their land. Right. And they were wiped out so much that they had no choice after a while but to give them reparations. We built the land as Black people. So for us, it's not really necessarily a real thing. I think it's just recognizing the type of reparations that are given to us. What do I mean by that? And this is a form of reparations, but not officially. I mean, you look at the sports world. The sports world indirectly, passively, aggressively is reparations to Black people. That people don't realize that. You know what I mean? And don't get me wrong. Other people make money and capitalize off the money.
I disagree, but go ahead, continue.
I know you disagree, but the point is of what I'm trying to say is it is part of it, though. If you think about it, to Miles's point, let's be honest. Earlier on, Kenny, you said there's not a lot of the people out here making Black people business. That's incorrect, because the truth is it's just not a lot. It's very minimal. You do have celebrities like LeBron James that has schools for kids and stuff like that. You know what I mean? You do have 70% of the NFL is Black. 70% of the NFL.
And how much does Black people how much does Black people benefit from the NFL? Except for the players.
This is my point.
And even the players only benefit by so much, because when they get injured, that's it for them.
But hold on, no, that's not it for them. It goes back to Miles's point. If the average salary in America is $40,000, and the average NFL player only lasts 3 years in the league, and the average NFL player makes $3 to $4 million in that time frame, and 70% of an NFL team is Black, and the roster is 55 people, that means mathematically 40 people out of just that one NFL team is averaging making $4 or $5 million, which is about 10 times than any American.
Okay. What has those 40 or 50 people done for the entire Black people as a unit? Nothing. So that's my point. You have to realize something. You guys have to all realize something, right? It's not just about a couple of people. It's about us as a collective. And if we don't get effective in a positive way, then it doesn't matter that the select few got chosen to make a couple of $1 million per year. That doesn't matter.
That's a fact.
That doesn't matter. That's what I'm trying to explain to you. So reparations is important. Reparations is necessary. It needs to be done. That's what I'm trying to explain to you.
But that's why we go lose.
I get it. But let's be honest here. Back to Miles' point about knowing what to do with the money and making the right decisions, and that's where we have the power. To your point, Kayleen, literally the reason why all those people in the NFL players, they make all their money, they lose it faster than they can spend it. At the end of the day, you as the individual got to take the individual portion to play your part to get to the goal that you're talking about, Kayleen. You still have to be an individual first. You still have to be a human first. You know what I mean? Also, and that's the accountability,
But see, the thing is this is why it's different. You got to understand is that, see, the reason why white people don't have issues like Black people is even if it's like a regular individual white person working at fucking Bumblefuck, Idaho at some school, it doesn't matter. They don't have the same issues as Black people because white supremacy still has their back. So what happens, and this is why reparations is seen as dangerous to give to Black people, because what's going to happen is that, like what Kaylin was saying, it's about a collective. So what will happen is that, because I hear a lot of people say, oh, well, like, because when you talk about reparations, it's like supposed to be for the descendants of slaves. So if you was some slave, you ain't getting it. You understand what I'm saying? But even if it's just for the descendants of slaves, it's still a Black person or Black people getting the money to create a structure. Now, the reason why that's dangerous is that if there's a structure created, right, that means that there is now a threat to white supremacy. You see what I'm saying? That's the I think the main issue is a threat to white supremacy, not necessarily just, Black people having money and we don't want to give y'all money. It's really the underlying thing is we can't be supreme over y'all if now there's an equal playing field. If y'all have something that can protect you, then we can't do the shit we're doing. You see what I'm saying?
You see that right there. That right there goes back to that calculated, ruthless, like mindset that has been ingrained in them since ancient days. You know what I'm saying? Where they'll give us whatever. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you how beautiful white people got it now. They will give you what the fuck you say you want. They'll give it to you.
As long as it don't threaten the white supremacy.
As long as it don't threaten the white supremacy. But here's the subconscious shit that a lot of people don't get. They're giving it to you though. Where are you getting it from?
Right, and you get it from them.
Let me give you an example. Do any of y'all remember Jamal Mashburn?
Nah, who's that?
Yeah, I remember.
Jamal Mashburn was a shooting guard for the Dallas Mavericks in the NBA, and he was very popular in the late 80s, early 90s. Jamal Mashburn. Let me explain something to y'all. Jamal Mashburn, I'm gonna read something real quick. And this is like a franchising website. And they have a whole bunch of people on here that do franchise. Jamal Mashburn, after spending 20 years tearing it up in the NBA for the Mavericks, Heat, Wildcats, Hornets, Jamal Mashburn put his entrepreneurial skills to the test by looking for some top franchises to own. He made some incredibly smart investments back in the day. So it says his team of financial, advertising, and administrative professionals helped him to direct his assets into franchising famous restaurants to extremely profitable results. Mashburn currently owns 40 Papa John's, 38 Outbacks, and 3 Dunkin' Donuts. And if that wasn't enough, Mashburn has a couple of car dealerships and even some investment thoroughbred in horse racing. As far as celebrity investors go, Mashburn is playing the long game. And I read somewhere else that he owns like another 80 McDonald's and shit like that. You understand what I'm saying? Now, when you hear that on the surface, it's cool. It's great.
Right.
But every one of those franchises, though,
it's owned by white people. Exactly. And that's why they don't want you to get reparations, because then
you're owning. and I get it. And I get all those points. Those are valid points. But this math is math. Let's stop playing. Like, America is math. The Western society is math. Math is math. If Native Americans got reparations and they have camps and I forgot what you call it where they live at, they stay in their little world. How much do you think mathematically that we would get to even make that type of impact? Let's be honest here. If Native Americans were given reparations, they were given reparations, right? They live on their camps. They live on their reservations.
Casinos. They got casinos too.
Casinos. But the point of what I'm trying to say is, how much are we going to get that's going to surpass them? And even if we get the equivalent to them, we will never, it'll never do what you're trying to say is in terms of the impact. It really won't. Like, mathematically, it won't. What are they going to give us, $1 million each? They can't give us $1 million each. So we're going to get maybe $500,000-$600,000 each, enough to change our lives.
It doesn't. So then what I'm saying is that as far as the actual dollar, it's not about the dollar. It's not about the actual, it's about the value of ownership in this country. That's what it's about. Because slaves built this country, right? So, for example, let's say to put it in like the lamest terms, right? There's certain companies for example, like we should be getting a percentage of let's say Dasani Water, right? I don't know who owned Dasani Water, right? We should be getting a quarter of every dollar that's being made on Dasani Water. We should be getting a quarter of certain fashion designers or certain industry. We should be getting a percentage of those profits, because without the sweat and tears of the slaves who built this country, we wouldn't be the same bridges that you just drive over casually. Slaves built those bridges, and they died building those bridges. Why are we getting, every time you pass the Verrazano Bridge, black people not getting a percentage of that?
Right.
Why? That's what I'm talking about.
Right.
It's about profit, because like what Miles was saying, as far as the franchises and things of that nature. Yes, that was more modern time, but what built this country, right? Even export and import that comes from the borders of like maybe from the Pacific side or at the Atlantic side or whatever side of the country. Why aren't we getting PC of that?
Listen, and I agree with you.
That's where the value is. It's not just about giving somebody $1 million. Because that is
one quick question, and then Miles, you can jump in. One quick question. I have everybody on this panel. Since we all know business and we're entrepreneurs and business owners, when was the last time anybody on this panel ever went back and looked at every individual that helped them in their life to get them to the point they're at today and said, let me give them a percentage? When was the last time your mother, your brother, all these people that helped contribute to your life, you went back and said, hey mom, let me just give, I made $5,000 this month, let me give you $1,000.
Well,
that's
not a real business.
That's not comparison.
There's
no comparison. There's no comparison.
It's different because
we weren't beaten down and slaughtered and tortured. It's two different.
No. I'm not talking about that portion of it. I'm talking about the portion of
no. The reason why
you're asking whether to go back and give back that percentage that's owed.
No. That's the thing. The reason why it's different is because that's something that's owed. Like if my mom told me, she volunteered. You understand what I'm saying? That's the difference. You know what I mean?
You can't. That's not. There's no comparison, bro.
Then you have a like. We was like, yeah, we're just gonna do this, and just out of the kindness of our hearts, that would be a different story. But it was like, y'all, you forced us to do this, and now you're profiting off what you forced us to do.
Correct.
So that's the kind of like basically the difference.
Like, pay us what you owe. Think about it, bro. That's anybody in the streets. Like, if you owe somebody, you better watch out. If you don't pay them after a while, they're gonna come for you.
Right.
They're gonna send their goons for you. It's gonna be repercussions.
Right.
Something's gonna happen. So where is our payback? When does that happen? And that's what this is about. Because the slaves didn't get it. Their children, the slaves of the children didn't get it. Their children didn't get it until today. We still didn't get it. We still didn't get what we owed. Where's our 40 acres and a mule? And it's not about them giving it to us. It's about, like I said, us being able to live in an economy to where we can thrive on our own. Because think about it, we're $1 trillion market, Black people, because we spend. We know how to spend. If we don't know nothing else, we know how to spend. So if we can spend our dollars so casually to put it wherever, why don't we have our own system? Why are we still? Because the truth is, without us, their system doesn't operate.
Right.
But also, that's the reality of it. And they don't want our system to. They don't want us to break away from their system, because if not, then they don't sit on this high pedestal anymore. They can't thrive without us.
Right, and that's what I was about to say. See, the situation is this: they need for like, in order for the shit to work, you can't have reparations. You see what I'm saying? Like, because as soon as you have reparations, it fucks up their situation. And so, because the thing is this, and also you got to think about it this way, even on the psychological level, right? If I fucked you over, that's my mentality to do things to make sure I'm on top. Like, I'm not on top because I'm good. I'm on top because I fucked you over. So therefore, if now you have the chance to get where I'm at, I might feel like you're going to fuck me over because that's my projection of what I would do and what I've done. You see what I'm saying? So even on that level, they're like, but if we give these niggers this money and they get together, then you know what I'm saying? Like, it's going to be a wrap. Right. So it's all of those like different fucking things that's combined with all of the shit. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy.
All right. So let's stop the philosophical debate. You know, we could go on for hours, but let's just say that the U.S. government gave every nigga you know $250,000, right? RKT appraisals. What should a nigga do with that money? Like, what would make sense in this current day and time with these financials and these real estate market, insurance? I mean, interest rates, all this cool shit. What should a nigga do if he comes across $250,000 in reparations right now?
You should get an IUL policy, and then he should also get a multifamily. That'll set you up to where you live on one side, the other side pays the mortgage. If you're 30 years old, by the time you're retirement age, the house is paid off. If you do nothing else with your life.
Right.
But if you're smart, you flip that and get 2-3 more houses so you can retire and live a comfortable life and pass things on to these other kids, to your kids. And if you die, you pass money on to you.
Right. And
that sounds like they said most niggas will blow it on Jordan too.
That's what I'm saying. Like, word, nigga. You feel me, nigga? Hey, nigga, I just got the new J's, nigga. You feel me? Some rims on my truck, nigga. I'm riding clean, nigga. You feel me? What? Meanwhile, yo, shout out to Dave Chappelle because he been predicted this shit. Niggas be like, I'm rich, bitch. Like, you know what I'm saying? but to be clear, guys, if you come across a decent amount of money, inheritance, anything like that, get yourself some property and get yourself some life insurance. You understand? Right. So you could set your family up to have some type of generational wealth or some type of generational wealth vehicle. Because, real estate always appreciates, and, a IUL provides a death benefit to your family once you pass, so they can take care of your funerals and also have some money left over to continue to invest in these markets. So, yeah, man, it was a great conversation, man. Good topic today. You know what I'm saying? Good topic today. RKT Appraisals coming with the heat. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? Yo, they're not just financial experts. They're also very talented podcasters. You understand what I'm saying? They're very talented conversationalists. You feel me? So yeah, man.
Real shit, man. Now that was good. That was good shit. So any last words on this topic that you want to say before we wrap it up?
I mean, nah. Pretty much I'm good. It's called RKT.
Yeah. All right, 973-420-5028 or go to rktappraisals.com and then get it popping. Schedule a consultation and get with these guys, man. To get your life on track. You start thinking about how to fix your credit. Start budgeting. Start thinking about investing in life insurance. Start thinking about investing in real estate. Make sure you pay your taxes and all that type of cool shit. You know what I'm saying? So get at RKT Appraisals, rktappraisals.com or 973-420-5028. And yeah, man. And they don't just do finances. They also do real estate. So make sure you get with these guys as soon as possible to get your shit together, man.
All right, people. We appreciate y'all tuning in, and we holler at y'all later. Remember, the truth is inside you. Peace. We going.